Okay, nothing really. Nothing really moving. Oh, yeah, well, let's keep going. I hope it's a profit day today as well. I'll let you continue watching the scanners while I make myself a cup of tea. Okay, so let's attack the afternoon. Let's attack the market. Okay, market. What's moving? Nothing. Okay, that makes sense. No. Pops up, but there's no volume. I can see it's going to be another one of those low volume days. It was difficult to trade yesterday, so I just didn't bother. Quite frankly. There's no point. There's no point to it. Hang on a minute. Let's see if that works. The connection was a bit dodgy, so I've just gone onto the Wi-Fi. That should be a better connection. Let's see. Okay, cheers everybody. Nice cup of tea. Well, I think that's the aim of the day, isn't it? Let's make money. Nothing moving at the moment. STRN. Let's just pops up. Let's have a look. Why it's popped up? Back below $2. So that's not. It's 20% up on the day. But it's below what I would consider tradable. But take a look at it. Do some Stran & Company. Do some research, find out why it's moving. It doesn't look like it's going to go parabolic from what I can see there, but just my opinion. Not a lot moving at all. Clean 169,000 shares. Marinus Pharmaceutical. Marinus Bio. Oh, Relevance Biopharma. Popped up sideways. Small range, so not tradable really. There's nothing worth trading right now. So the markets are all down, as to be expected. What are we going to do? Well, looks like it's going to be another one of those patient days. Just watch the market, wait for the opportunities. There isn't many. PPI data results which should be out today. So PPI is not as relied upon as the CPI data that came out yesterday, but the PPI data is probably just as influential. So this is the inflation around production, manufacturing, etc. So the cost to actually supply goods. Production price index is the PPI. So guys, is there anything that you're going to be you're feeling like you should be trading today? Anything that you're watching? What's your favorite stock for today? Where did Veru finish yesterday? That's a good question. Just in those 650 levels. Right, okay, it tested it again this morning. Tried to get past 1640. So 1640 is a key level for Veru. I mentioned that on my trade recap yesterday, and I mentioned it in the stream yesterday. If I can just, so you can see I've drew this dotted line at 1640 yesterday. Put it on the daily, you can see that back in April we broke it but came back down. I went up to 1750s. But we retested it again in May, 1640. We retested it in June, 1640. We just got above it yesterday briefly before being rejected again. This 1640, 1650 $half level, it's key. Now we've held most of the gains from yesterday on Veru, so I'm going to put that on the watch list as something to watch, because Not sure I'm going to trade it unless I really get some good momentum with it. But it could be worth keeping an eye on. Not got the volume just yet, but it's very close to that key level of 1640, so it's worth keeping an eye on. Hey, Kiriant. PDF. Let's have a look. I'm not enamored with that. Good luck with that one. Might low volume PDF to Stone Harbour. Yeah, I'm waiting to be inspired myself at the moment. There's nothing, literally nothing moving at all. ASPM for a swing trade. It moved yesterday, but I wasn't convinced with it yesterday. It's down at the moment. Are you swinging it up or down, long or short? There's no volume at all at the minute. There's 144 shares traded in the 8-hour session, so there's no volume with Aspen aerogels. Was there a catalyst for the sell-off of Veru other than CPI? Not really a catalyst. It just reached that peak yesterday. So that 1640 key resistance level, it broke above that slightly and then quickly flushed down. So it's just people shorting it. It's reaching a key level, a key milestone level that it struggles to get above. And it's very close to it right now, and then sold off. So that's when I shorted it, and I shorted it. We got a little bit on it. I set my stop at, so I shorted it. I think it was 1586, and put my stop at the whole dollar. And then I took the dog for a walk. Came back, I was $3 up. I'm like, happy days. I was still in. It did recover well, so I'm glad I put the stop. So I was still in. I had my stop at 16. It wasn't a trailing stop. I had my stop at 16. When I came back, I was $3 up, so I just moved my stop down to. It was bouncing on the $quarter level, so it's 15.25. When it finally broke 15.25, that's where I put my stop, just in case it came back up and bounced, and it eventually did come back up and stopped us out. So we got a good, a good about $3,000 out of it, which is not bad, and it put us green on the day. Yeah, don't trade the. You should know now with me, Chip. Don't trade the news. Trade the rumor. Sell the news. Buy the rumor. Sell the news. I'll have a look at it for you. Okay, so put 430s. Quick pop up. Not great volume. You know what I always say is you need volume. So I'll wait for the volume to come in before I'll trade it. But I've tried this loads of times in the past. With these lines. distracting. So the news here is that Walmart is to begin selling Buy America's Aware Breast Self-Exam. No, that's great, Chip. You keep it up, because I think a couple of times you've called some good you called out some good movers just as they're about to pop. So you know, keep it up. Just, you know, I like the volume. It's got a catalyst at least, but I'll wait for the volume to come in first. We're getting a bit of volume, but it's come on the downwards side. So, but it's up 40% on the day already. Okay, guys. What's the deal for today, do we think? Is the market going to continue selling off, or will we get a rally? Let me know your thoughts. I think we had the the CPI numbers pretty much baked into the market yesterday, but I think personally we might see a bit of a sell-off. We shall see. Well, maybe I should go to Paddy Power and put my mortgage on the football team or something. Any sport on today? When are England playing next? England women in the Euros. I'll keep my eye on that one though. Sure. Not much else moving, so may as well. Good morning, Nancy. Welcome back. You didn't miss anything, Dunkers. Nothing at all. We've got no movement at all in the market. The markets are very, very stale and stagnant today. Not much volume. Buy America is a little pop-up consolidating now. It's good relative volume. It's not great volume, but it's reasonable relative volume. It normally trades like 26,000 shares a day, so it's already 20 times that. But it's still relatively small. What's the float on Buy America? Give me a second to pull up the key data from Benzinga. Key data. Float. 11.5 million shares. So it's not such a it's not a micro float, but it's not a big float. It's a small float. Reasonable size float, small float. It's trading on decent relative volume, like I say, 20 times relative volume. So with a Walmart contract. So let's see what happens. It's worth keeping on watch. If it gets back above the VWAP, then it could be interesting with a bit more volume. Otherwise, there's nothing else moving, really. Vacation season. I don't think it's vacation season, Dunkers. I think it's because we're getting sporadic days. So the first two, Monday, Tuesday this week, we had some really good volatility. CPI numbers came out yesterday, and the market was stale. It was a cold market yesterday. Now I don't think that was down to the CPI numbers, because CPI usually introduces some volatility, and it's a bit cold today as well. So what my advice in cold markets like this is just be patient and don't trade something just because it's the only thing moving. I mean, I'm a devil for that. Boredom trades are terrible, and I'm the worst one for that. But my advice is don't trade just because there's nothing else to trade. Don't take a boredom trade. Worst case scenario, don't trade at all. There'll be another trading day tomorrow. There'll be next week as well. So you can go a couple of weeks and not take a trade, and then if you make 8 grand on your first trade you make, you'd be glad that you didn't. So just wait for the market to bring the setups to you. There's usually something moves across the course of the day. Yesterday there was a couple of movers. I got 2 of them. Well, I got 1 of them, and then Veru sold off, so I was able to short that. Looking at the SPY, yeah, I'll put it on the 15 minutes so you can see it's done nothing but sell off since the close yesterday. So we had this quick rally with the CPI numbers. And then a sell-off when they came out overcooked. So this was the anticipation rally. Sell-off as when they were overcooked. I think this is very much the market makers playing with the numbers. They knew it was going to crash. It came all the way down here and then rallied for most of the day. It was very choppy still on its way up. We reached a kind of a double top up here and then sold off. So we finished down on the previous day's closing price, but this double top was clearly bearish, and then it sold off into the close, and it's still selling off now. So the question is, how long is it going to sell off for? I personally think today and tomorrow will be red days, and if we look at this on the daily, you'll see why. So on the daily, we've got this double top here. Double tops are the M pattern, if you will, House of Mephisto. The M pattern is a very typically bearish pattern and typically breaks downwards. So we've got this move up, middle of the M, move up, down. So on the daily, I still think we can get down to 365, 360 before we're finished selling. That's just my opinion. It's just based on my own technical analysis here. It's not financial advice. Don't sue me. But I don't think that we're done with the bear market yet, for sure. 375, we're at 374 at the moment. Nancy. So EVGO just made a little pop-up, 33,000 share trade there, Chip. So just look for the volume. If you look at EVGO right now, look, there's no volume. It's 175,000 shares. There's no volume at all. It's a nice move up though. It's a good, you know, a good whole dollar move. Again, the news for this, so the catalyst why it's moving is General Motors, pilot company to build out coast-to-coast EV fast charging network, which is EVGO. So that's what that is, and that's just come out at the bottom of the hour. So it could be worth watching. If we start getting good. If we start getting good volume candles coming in, could be worth watching. EVGO normally trades 2.6 million shares on average. It's only traded right now 300,000, so we're still a little bit low, relatively speaking, in terms of volume, but it's certainly worth putting on the watch list. That's not actually a bad policy to have, Kinga, and you can see here we got rejected up at kind of 740. This is why it's actually harder to try. I make it look easy. This is not me kind of being, you know, arrogant or anything like that, but it's actually harder to trade pre-market or the out of hours sessions because of the lower volume. Lower liquidity, lower volume, so the actual moves can be a little bit more unpredictable. You really want the volume to come in for those predictable moves. And right now, EVGO, well, it's a good catalyst. I'll wait for it to get a consistent volume. I'm looking for volume over 100,000 shares a minute, typically, is what I've been looking for. GoEV will be trading on sympathy of this news. So watch GoEV make a little rally today as well. Anu. So you get a few EV manufacturers will trade in sympathy. Once one stock in the sector gets a good catalyst, you very often find that other stocks in the sector will trade in sympathy with it. They won't get the same, they get similar moves up, but not with the same volatility. Well, America's a big place, yeah. There's a lot of charging stations, but it's a big place. When you think that the whole of England can fit into Texas 5 times, it just, and Texas is just one state. It brings home to you just how big the US actually is in comparison to the UK. Yeah, I get the news quick as well. I actually get the news in real time from Benzinga. It's I've got the rolling news ticker in front of me. It's just sometimes I'm not paying attention to read it. So as the news breaks, it hits the news ticker, and if I'm paying attention, I get to see it. But if I'm not paying attention, it'll hit the scanners as soon as the market reacts to the news. I'm always paying attention to the scanners, but just there's that much news comes out across the course of a day. Sometimes it's just noise, and you can get bogged down by the noise. So EVgo, quick pump up there, and it's lost pretty much all its gains. It's now 2% up on the day. So, well, it's not. I wouldn't class that as a pump and dump. The action certainly was. So with the volume, it was just too risky to trade that anyway. America, similar scenario, but taking a bit longer to come back and down to the $3 level. It went up to 543, so it's lost half of its gains, more than half of its gains, 60% of its gains from $3. Well, let's keep an eye on the market. Let's see what else moves. Right now, there's not a lot worth paying attention to. Sideways on the Nasdaq, sideways choppy, above and below the VWAP on the S&P. Veru is up at that 1635, 1640 level. So this is going to be interesting once it does finally break and hold above 1640. So keep an eye on that. This is a key level. It's been rejected so many times already over the last 3 months at this level. So this is a key level. You have to go back in April, it went up to 1750 with the initial pump, the initial rally, and then came back down. But since then, it's not been over. It's not sustained over this level. And the same with if you go back to, I think it's February 21, so February of last year, the last time that it was sustaining over that level. So morning PMZ. Hope you're having a good day. Yeah, we're getting over the 15-minute on the momentum scanners. We're getting like 15. Oh, sorry, we're getting like 3-4% movers over 15 minutes. So it's not great to see in terms of volatility, in terms of opportunities to make money to the long side. Now we can look at let's have a quick look at pre-market, what's the biggest losers are as well. So we've not even got any really big losers, so we're not seeing anything that's really extended to the upside to short it. We're not seeing anything that's really extended to the downside for any kind of reversals. So it's a quiet market right now. It's very quiet. Futures are pretty red. Well, yeah, you got that. I think there's a lot of things that are pretty red at the moment. Did I finish my cup of tea? No, I didn't. It's going cold. Nothing worse than cold tea, though. 45 minutes it's taken me to drink this. I'd have a bit of cow juice in the tea as well. I don't like those speciality teas. Like, somebody let me know, what is the point of chamomile tea? It tastes disgusting. There's a whole bunch of speciality tea. I went through a phase of trying them. I went through about 20 different flavors of tea, and I couldn't find any that I liked. So I just went back to the good old PG tips. What's happening with Veru? Nothing. Kind of fun. Not at the moment. And good morning to you, or afternoon, wherever you're sat. So the reason I've got Veru on at the moment is it's very close to this key resistance level of 1640, which was our cue yesterday to short it. So when it broke 1640 briefly yesterday, it kind of went up to kind of 1675, and then quickly was rejected again. So the 1640 is a very key level. If you look at it on the daily chart, you can see how it's a key level of resistance. So the $0.50 even. We're just breaking 1640 right now. So I want to see this above there so it can sustain. This was my cue to short it yesterday when it got rejected. So we got in for the break, it got rejected, and then we shorted it and it sold off down to $15. So that's where we made our money yesterday. So I'm just watching this. There's not enough volume to trade it yet. It's just that there's not a lot else worth watching. So if I'm completely transparent here, there's not a lot else worth watching. So it got above 1640, then was rejected again. So it's trying for a second time now. So it's 1644s. But the key level here is 1640. You've got the $0.50 psychological resistance as well to take into consideration. So for any new traders, the quarter, half, and whole dollar levels are very important psychological levels in trading. As you get into high price stocks, higher cap stocks, then that moves into kind of the $2.50, $5, and $10 range as well. Very key psychological levels. But when you're talking about these low price, low float, low cap stocks, then that I typically would trade, the quarter, half, and whole dollars, you can look at those as resistance or support levels, because invariably they are resistance and support levels psychologically. And a lot of traders view them that way, and as a result, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's above the VWAP. It's trading upwards on low volume, so it's worth keeping an eye on. It's on the watch list. It's only 3% up on the day. It sold off all the way back down to $15 yesterday before making a rally and coming back and finishing up very close to $16. Actually broke above $16 before we went into the close. So yeah, very could be interesting today. Buy America, it's getting further and further away from the VWAP. It's just sideways, no range at the moment. EV Go, it's pretty much lost all its gains. It popped up on that Walmart news and then sold back off again. So no, there's nothing there. I'm going to delete that off the watch list because there's nothing there. I'll keep Buy America on the watch list just because it's the only one that's above 15% in terms of movers today. Gap up. Specialty teas are a money game. I think all these stupid coffees are a money game. Let's put it into perspective. You go to Starbucks now and they charge you, what is it, £6 for a coffee? I used to, you know, when I was a teenager, if you wanted a cup of coffee, you go to the cafe and it was like 50 pence or something. And now you're charging like £6 for a cup of coffee. You're putting sugar in your coffee, not cocaine. Starbucks, Costa, all you coffee vendors, just get a grip. Calm down with the prices of a cup of coffee, for crying out loud. And then you put some bloody cinnamon spice in it and pumpkin spice and you ruin the bloody thing. It's a while since I was a teenager. You're absolutely right, Kirian. Shut up. Nobody asked for your opinion. Shut up. But it's not that long ago that it was only 50p for 50 pence for a cup of coffee, in a polystyrene cup. Of course, you can't get polystyrene cups now because apparently they're bad for the environment. All cardboard. Taylors of Harrogate Italian Road blend. Yeah, because Harrogate's really near Italy, isn't it? Hey, Michael. I hope you've got your cup of coffee and you didn't have to pay £6 for it. Do you know what? I think that's where all the criminals that were selling alcohol and drugs and things back in the day, they're all selling coffee now. Smart marketers, I don't know, and to be honest, I don't know how they've managed it. I really don't. How you can get away with it is beyond me. Apple are just the same. If we're talking about smart marketing, I mean, you've got to tip your cap to the kings of marketing, which is Apple. You've got this fan base, which is almost cult-like, that will go out and buy the latest phone that doesn't even have an upgrade. It's just got a new name. It's actually probably worse than the previous phone, if anything. And then they'll buy it in 3 formats. So they'll buy the iPad, the iPad Mini, the iPad Maxi, the iPhone, and then they'll buy the MacBook, and they'll do that every single year, and they spend thousands on Apple products that they don't need. You're like, get a grip, calm down. BMRA stock for today, maybe. It needs to get back over $4 for me to be interested now. Look, I'll stick to my Nescafe or Maxwell House instant coffee. Nobody can tell the difference. I'll go in the kitchen and do that like they used to do on the commercials and make the percolator noise and go. Give them a cup of instant. They'll not know any different. Stick it in the blender before I serve it to them. It makes it frothy. Yes, I do sound of fun. I've got a nice little portfolio going at the bar. Say nice little portfolio. I've got a portfolio of long-term holds. Unfortunately, at the moment, that portfolio is deep underwater. It's all in the red, regardless of the fact that I'm dollar cost averaging. I'm averaging down all the time. It's in the red. So I'm always looking to the long term with my long-term portfolio. I'm holding crypto as well. I'm holding 4 coins that I'm dollar cost averaging. Well, say dollar cost averaging. I'm lump sum investing. I think is the correct terminology. I stand corrected because I watched a video, I think it was either on Facebook or TikTok a couple of days ago, and it said that what I'm doing is, so every month I'm adding to my portfolios, whether it be crypto, whether it my ETFs, or whether it be my stock portfolio, and I'm adding to it every month when I'm taking profits out. And that's not dollar cost of averaging, apparently. Go figure. That's lump sum investing. So the terminology is wrong. But apparently that's okay, because lump sum investing, regular lump sum investing, outperforms dollar cost averaging as well. So I'm okay with that one. Oh, we're just lacking volume right now, guys. We're lacking volume. We're lacking. So Buy America is probably the most interesting right now, but there's just not enough volume or volatility with it to trade it reliably. We'll keep our eyes on the scanners. The thing is with holding long-term sound of fun. If you're holding stocks long-term, if you value investing, you do it because you believe in the value of a company. When you're in a bear market, you don't want to be panicking just because you find yourself in a negative position. If you value investing, it's for the long term. You don't worry about bear markets or market crashes. You see that as an opportunity to buy at a discount. It's only good if you've got, additional cash lying around, and you can do that. But if you're planning for your retirement, if you're planning for the long term, which is of course what I'm doing, you know full well that in the long term, the reliable stocks, the ETFs, the markets themselves, they will come good, and they'll go on to reach all-time highs. Now, it might not be this year, it might not be next year, but some stage before I retire, I'll be at all-time highs again. And my averaging my regular investing in my portfolio will stand me in good stead into the future for my retirement plans. Yeah, we're looking at BMRA Curiant. Got it up in front of us. There's not a lot. So when I said 1640 for Veru, you can see here, we finally did get above it. Then we had a little bit of a double top and a sell-off. So 1640 still the key level for Veru. So watch that at the bell. If we can get above 1640, maybe or even above 1650. We did yesterday. We got above 1650 briefly and then rejected hard. So watch that 1640 level. It's a dangerous level. If you're trying to go long and it's tapping that 1640 level, it's dangerous. Just watch for the exits indicators. Watch for the signs of weakness with Veru. Nice short Veru today. It's shortable, yeah. I can short Veru today. We've got shares to short. So BMRA, it's making a nice little move up on the 5-minute. It's looking a little bit healthier on the higher time frame. So we had this huge pullback, but it's starting to make moves up towards the back up towards the VWAP. But I'm not trading it right now. The volume's not really, the volatility's not there, the range isn't there, the volume's not there. It's just interesting. It's got a nice little catalyst as well. We've got everything else. Nothing moving, guys. It's going to be a quiet day, and I'm not taking a trade just for trading's sake. Do I see volume in Mullen? Let's have a look at Mullen Motors. No. So quite frankly, no. But Mullen Automotive is it's at 110s. But you can see this kind of barcode feature here on the 1 minute. If you're seeing this barcoding on the 5 minute, you know there's very little range, very little volume. Even on the 15 minute, it's just sideways and choppy. So Mullen's not doing anything at the moment. Very little range, very little movement. 677,000 shares traded in the 8-hour session with Mullen Motors. It's not really doing anything. I know it's one of those popular meme stocks now, but I just don't see the attraction personally. I hope not, Louisiana boy. I hope oil stocks don't. Let's have a look at some of these oil stocks. So, yeah, so I would say oil stocks. We need oil prices to come down, hit the pumps, hit the hopefully help with the cost of inflation, and maintain again. The problem with the oil, and this is a big problem with inflation, is it's not so much the price of oil, it's the price of greed. So what we've got with oil, if you go back to 2014, we had record highs in terms of the cost per barrel of oil, and that obviously should reflect at the pumps. The cost per barrel, it went up to kind of $140 per barrel. We've gone up to like 119, 120 in the last couple of months. But back in 2014, the cost at the pumps, so here in Europe, in Ireland in 2014, the cost at the pumps was like 140 per litre. And that's a price per barrel at $140 per barrel. Whereas now we've gone up to like 119 per barrel, and the cost is over $2 a litre. So this maths doesn't add up. That's the greed of the oil companies. When you look at what happened during COVID, we went into lockdown, people weren't using energy as much. We got some nice ecological effects of that as well. A lot of pollution cleared up on its own almost as a result of nobody actually using fuel. But it hit the profits of a lot of these energy companies, oil companies in particular. So what did they do? They put the prices up. They're increasing the margins. They've made bigger margins this last 12 months than they have in their history. So there's something seriously wrong when everybody's struggling and the energy companies and the oil companies are making bigger profits than they ever have done previously. Something seriously wrong there. Well, volume creeping up, is it really? I mean, on the 1 minute chart, we're getting candles that are hitting around the 50,000 share mark, 50,000 shares a minute. We've not had a single candle above 100,000 shares yet. And that's really, for me, that's the litmus paper. That's the litmus test with volume. You know that there's people interested in trading it once you're getting 100,000 shares a minute. Of course, you want to be looking at relative volume. If it's a stock that nobody normally trades, and then there's a whole bunch of people trading it, that obviously makes a difference. But in terms of movement breakouts, reliability of the pattern breakouts, you really want to be seeing 100,000 shares a minute. Well, guys, this is an interesting stream, isn't it? We're just looking at a stock moving sideways. Let's go back to the markets. This, Buy America's boring me. The markets are boring me at the moment as well. I'll go switch to the 15-minute. So you can see that the sell-off, it's sideways, but downwards at the same time. So, go EV. Anu, making a move. Let's have a look at this. I did say this is likely to move today. Sympathy with that EV charging network. I hold it at $4. US Army selected Canu's multi-purpose platform for analysis and demonstration. So that's just dropped at the top of the hour. That's the catalyst. We did remove up. We went up to $5 on Tuesday, I think it was, with Canu. A good day on Tuesday, pre-market. Got a 15-cent pullback last time. Oh, close to 20. We'll keep an eye on some of these other ones. So Go EV looks like it's got a catalyst and it's got form. It's a former runner already this week, so it's going on the watch list. Already up 10%. Got an alert triggered on volume, but the volume, what volume? Brilliant. There's still no volume there really on BMRA. Here we go. Now we're getting a bit of a move back up. Looking for 415, 420. At 410. Little rejection at 410 for now. Buy the dip here. Build. Still looking for 410. Spread, it's 1 cent. 1 cent spread. $4 stock, you're not going to get much much better than a 1 cent spread. Yeah, well, I've got a direct market access software, so that I get narrower spreads and I get faster execution times, which is why I prefer to use something like a DAS trader or a Sterling trader or TC230. A direct market access platform gives you that advantage. You get better spreads, and you get the only problem is that while you get better spreads, you do have to pay commissions. Well, we've got 20 minutes to the bell. You get better spreads, but you have to pay commissions and charges and fees and things. So what some brokers do is they bake the charges into the spreads, knowing full well that they can actually make money on the spreads that way. So you'll get, where I'm getting 1 cent spreads, you're getting 3. So that extra 2, it pays for their commissions and any fees and charges in the long term, which is not too bad actually. At least you know where you are. The system can, I've got this set up so the system can estimate what my fees and charges are going to be on any given day, on any given transaction or whatever it is, but I have to wait for settlement because it's not 100% accurate. I have to wait for settlement and then the broker to give me the statement on the report. So I'm risking $1,000 here, but I'm looking to make much more across the course of the day. So go, Canoe, go EV, go. Oh, here she comes. Have I got 3,000 likes yet? No, you have to wait. I've not got 3,000 likes yet. We might get 3,000 likes by the bell, and then I can give you one, okay? I'll give you a treat then. You know, you don't get no treats until we get 3,000 likes. It's a quiet day today, on the most part. Lantern Farmer. No, that's not it. Here we go. A little bit of volume coming in now. Yeah. Let's get that volume up. Let's get the price up. Come on. Just break before 10. Let's new high. Looking for a new high. 408 on the ask. Looking for 413. We're looking for that 10 cents. Looking for 10 cents here. Nope. Not yet. A nice 10 cents would be, a nice 10-cent move will be good. If you can, there's no real calculation of how much you're going to pay in fees on any given day, Fuzzy, for the simple reason that it depends on how much you trade and it depends on your accuracy. It depends on your risk versus reward. So if you have some, the more you trade, the more you're going to be paying in fees. Simple. But it also means it depends on the position, your positioning size. So if you're trading a small price stock, if you're trading Mullen Motors at $1 a share, in order to get any kind of decent return on that, you might be taking big size. So you might take 10,000 shares, 20,000 shares of Mullen Motors, Mullen Automotive, to take advantage of a 5-cent move or a 3-cent move or whatever it is on Mullen Automotive. But if you're getting hit with charges that are based on per commission, you're going to have to make a nice sizable move anyway. So if they're based on share size, per share charges, the likes of ECN fees and FINRA fees and SEC, they're all based on per share. Some brokers do per share commissions, so it might be like, you know, 0.5 of a cent, half a cent per share or something, whatever it is that they do. Then it can rack up if you're trading the lower price, lower float stocks, because you're taking bigger size, or because they're a lower price stock. Whereas if you with someone like Capital Markets Elite, where they charge you per transaction, you still get hit per share with the fees, transaction fees, but the commissions are per transaction, not per share. We're getting in a little bit of an upwards wedge towards this 410. Got 406 on the ask right now. Still looking for 430. We're looking for the 10-cent move. We'll take 9 cents on the bid, but 10 cents on the ask is what we're looking for. That's 10 cents. 410. So we're looking for another 3 cents. 410 on the ask we got. Looking for another 3 cents. Patience is the key. Patience and risk management. You don't want to be too patient, then it goes against you. Sometimes you set your goal, you set your target, and sometimes it starts to get exhausted, or it doesn't look like it's got the strength to get there, so you just take your profits. Nobody ever goes broke taking profits. So on this, so this is Cano. Go EV is the ticker, GOEV, and on the minute, the candles are all kind of over 140, 150,000 shares a minute on the volume histogram down here. So that's what I'm talking about when I say to trade something. I really want to be looking at something that's trading over 100,000 shares a minute. With tolerance, PMZ. So I'm actually buying the bid plus 5 cents, or buying the bid plus 10 cents, depending on which hotkeys or hot buttons I'm using, and selling on the, or buying on the ask plus 5 cents, selling on the bid minus 5 cents. That's what I'm doing. I've tried buying the bid and selling the ask, and it works, and you can get rebates for adding liquidity to the market. But if you get a rangy stock with a range between the spreads, you just don't get filled, and it can cost you money by doing it that way. So that's why I end up buying the bid and selling the ask. Oh, sorry, buying the ask and selling the bid. Plus the tolerance. So at 5, I think I've got about 5 cents tolerance on that. No problem, PMZ. That's what this whole channel and this community is for, is so that we can all learn from each other, that we can all learn how to trade the markets better. If you really want to learn how to trade the markets with my strategies and the knowledge that I have, then, you know, get on the course. It's only 150 bucks a month, and if you can't afford 150 bucks a month, you shouldn't be day trading anyway. Maybe trade some options or trade some crypto. It's, you know, but 150 bucks a month, if you can't afford it, then realistically you're not going to be able to trade. Thanks, Alistair. I'm somebody that's actually got profitable off that course, which is probably the best testimony that I can give, and I really enjoy teaching that when I see that people are starting to be profitable and make money based on what they learn on the course. That's the whole point, is, you know, if we can make money on the markets just by, you know, it's Fugazi, you know, not actually manufacturing anything, I'm not selling anything, I'm not providing a service to anyone. It's actually just going into the markets with my money and turning it into bigger money, almost like magic. It's a con. It's just a con. It really is. The money markets are exactly that. They're a con. The stock market is a con. But it's not. It's something we should all know. But they don't teach us this stuff in school. If we knew this, you know, I don't think we'd have anybody laying bricks for a living. No, manual labour would be a premium paid job, because nobody would want to do it. Well, you 1 month, stick around for as long as you need it there, PMZ. You can do 1 month, you can do 2 months, 3 months, whatever you want. And you get onto something like, you know, I'm happy to look over your trades as well and give constructive feedback on that. I've been doing that, so people have been signing up to TraderView, and I've been commenting on the trades as a mentor in TraderView as well. So we've now got convergence of support levels here. We've got the whole dollar, we've got the 20 and the VWAP all converging around 395, 5 cents underneath, which is the previous support levels. So no problem at all, PMZ. You know where I am. So looking for a VWAP bounce here. I've been giving it, I said I'd give it 10 cents risk, which is $1,000. Effectively, I'm risking $1,000 on this. Look for a bounce on the VWAP on the 5 cents. Continues to sell off. We'll get out and we'll get back in later. Looking for consolidated. Don't mind the pullback for the VWAP as long as it doesn't continue to sell off. We've got 8 minutes to the bell. So pullback to the VWAP at the open is not such a big problem. If it continues to sell, I'm gonna get out. We'll get out of there. We'll come back to that later. We'll get back in again. Probably will shoot up at the bell. I've just got I just got out there at 1390, and the next candle What does it do? Makes a new high, enticing me to get back in. So I will get back in at 13.95, but that's just typical. It breaks 13.95, so there we go. So it's made a new high, so I don't mind them making the new highs, but that's just typical. So I want this to move back up now to test those highs of 410. Still the same target. It's whilst they got in and out and lost a little bit of money on in terms of realized, it's essentially two expressions of the same trade. Well, if you want to reach out to me directly, PMZ, in terms of on the email, you can go into my link tree. So just go into my profile. There's a link there. It says the TikTok Trader. Top of that link tree is all of my socials, including my email. So you can reach me that way. No problem. Happy to engage. You get if you got thinking of joining the course, by all means join the course. But you don't just get the course and the educational content. You get a lot of additional reading material, which is some best-selling trading books in there from other, not from me, from legitimate trading authors. You also get access to the private Discord and the trading community as well. So there's a lot of perks and benefits which perhaps I don't do a good enough job of marketing. Al-Hajj, I don't give signals and alerts simply for the fact that that's called shortcutting. There are no shortcuts in trading. So if I give you signals and alerts, you've still got to trade it the way you want. So I would rather teach you how to find the right signals and alerts, and find the right stocks to trade and when to trade them. And that way you're not reliant upon me. Give a man a fish, he'll eat today. Teach a man how to fish, he'll eat for a lifetime. That's the mentality that I use. So I'd rather teach you how to fish than just give you a fish fillet. How much for the course? The subscription, so it costs $150 a month, $150 a month, $119 plus tax per month. Now you can get through it with in a month. You can cancel after 1 month if you want, or you can stick around. If you feel like you're getting value from it, stick around. I recommend it's going to take about 3 months to learn how to trade properly. That's what most people on the course are finding. It takes approximately 3 months. Now, different people learn at different rates. Some people are taking, it's going to take a bit longer. Some people can pick it up in a couple of days, a couple of weeks, depending on how quickly they can get through the course and digest the principles. How much is that in Nigeria Naira currency? That's a good question. There's a website called xe.com. Go in there and do the currency conversion. Google is your friend. Point of view on the market open, I think it's going to continue selling off. I don't think we're going to get a major sell-off at the market open. I just think we're going to continue selling off at the market open. I think a bit of a delayed reaction to yesterday's CPI and in anticipation of today's PPI. I think that's what's going to happen. We're going to continue selling off. Yes, I do, Fuzzy. Go onto my YouTube channel and the first lesson is there. So the introduction to day trading is the first lesson on the course. So go onto the YouTube channel, watch that. That's the first lecture. So if you want to, if you after viewing that, it's about, I think it's a 90-minute lecture. So if after viewing that you're not interested, then fine, don't bother. If after viewing that you are interested in actually learning more, then by all means, come along. So we bounced at 1390 previously, so that's what I'm looking at right now. It's quite expensive. Okay, so what I would say to you there is, if you can't afford, that's okay. There's no harm in it. If you're looking at that about it being expensive, you might think to you it's expensive. What I would say to you is, if you can't afford $150 a month, you cannot afford to be trading in the market. So it's not geared for you. If you can't afford $150 a month to learn how to trade, then day trading is not something that you can afford to do anyway. So it's not targeted for people who are low income. I would say, do not put money into the markets that you can afford to lose. If you can't afford to lose it, don't day trade it. Simple. Most people who get into the markets lose money. Most people that think of day trading as an income stream lose money. 85% of people that trade stocks and equities on the markets lose money. So don't put anything into the market that you can't afford to be without.
That's the way computers talk.
That's okay. Al-Hajj. I understand that, and the same thing applies if you're actually putting money into a broker to trade. You're going to need more than $150. I would recommend $5,000 to trade. You can probably get away with about $2,500, $3,000 as long as your expectations are low. But I would say for the majority of people, a minimum of $5,000 to trade on a daily basis. That's the starting equity you'd need in your broker. So when you put that into context, $5,000 starting equity, there's the market. So you start with about $5,000 of equity, and don't want to see this any lower than where it's going. Okay, get it. You can always get back in if it turns around. Say $5,000 starting equity is my recommendation. I start every month with $30,000 in my account. Put it into context. That's one of the reasons I'm able to be consistently profitable at the level that I'm consistently profitable. I couldn't make the gains that I'm making on a $5,000. Well, actually, I proved in February that I potentially could do that, but that's beside the point. My results are not the typical results from people that are not the typical results that people that do day trading are on a daily basis. So I don't give anybody any guarantees of profitability either. I'll change the scanners over. I can't trade for you. Well, I could trade for you. I'm not saying I can't trade for you. That would be, it is possible, but I'm not doing it. But I can't make guarantees of profitability. You've got to take the information that I teach. You've got to take the strategies that I give you, and you've got to manage your own emotion, manage your own risk yourself, and otherwise, the psychological element, I can't do that. You've got to practice. Veru went up to 1660. Rejected again. Veru. It's struggling to get. It's throwing wicks up above the 1640, but it's just not getting above 1640. So this might sell off. There you go. Big sell off. Below $16 now. I'm not going to short it just yet. Still interested in Go EV with that catalyst. What else am I interested in? Buy America. No. Ross again. That moved yesterday. It moved big yesterday, and it's moving big today. So it's up at 9% up on the day. Peru down at 1580s. Peru down at 1580s. Goss. Looked at this yesterday when it was moving up. Made a joke about the Bros brothers from the 80s. That's showing my age. That's when I was a teenager. And when Bros were famous. Owing was all nothing. Because Goss was the... What are the names? One of them was in Blade, I believe. He's an actor. He played the villain in Blade. Luke Goss. What was the other one? Matt. Ah, get in there. Matt and Luke Goss, and I don't know what the drummer was called. He wasn't a brother. They were twins. There was a drummer as well. The girls. The drummer was like the girl's favourite for whatever reason. I can't remember his name. If anybody can remember what the drummer was called in Bros, let me know, because that's gonna mess with my head now. I'm looking at the 2 minute here. 380. Roblox selling off. Quite a lot of selling off. The market's selling off as well. Roblox had a bit of a pump at the into the open, and then it's pulling back a little bit now. 37s, 38, happy 38 again. So that's Roblox. I was a bit disappointed with Buy America. I thought that might actually rally at the open, didn't? Go EV. All right, here we go. Dip and rip maybe. Get in for the break of 380. Add at 385. Or out at 375. Oh my goodness. Great retail. I made some money on that. Well, it was difficult. I actually made a decent amount and then gave it back. Liquidity dried up really quickly on Q8 retail yesterday, but it's strange because Q8 retail A was selling off, and then Q8 retail B came along and up into a halt, like 4 halts consecutively, and gapped up every time. Thought I might get a dip and rip here, but no. Get out for that. I'll be back in a second. That halted again, yeah. So that's Q-rate B. Let's have a look at Q-rate A. That's doing the opposite. That's strange. It's the same, you know, two different class of stocks on the same company going in opposite directions. That just makes weird sense to me. Completely illogical. This is halted 42, halted a minute ago, so 42. It moved up like into 4 halts and gapped up every single time yesterday. And then it just sold off. Well, it actually moved down into a halt and then sold off. So what are we looking at? Yeah, it's going to gap up here, 47 on the bid. So we're looking at 780 resumption. That doesn't look right. 780 for a resumption. Well, that's a good 70-cent resumption at the minute. I can't see that. We're now getting 770 on the level 2. That'll come down. It'll probably gap up, but not so much. It's not great liquidity. It's not great volume on this one. Just be careful. It was mad yesterday. I chased it yesterday. I got lucky with it yesterday. Go EV. Oh, got a nice little double bottom there. I'll get in for that double bottom. Let's see if we get any movement. Tight risk. Very tight risk. Low of this double bottom is 73, so I'm only giving it 5 cents. You like trading double bottoms? To be honest. High of the previous candle on the 5-minute was 84. So if I get to 85, like I said last time, I'd at 85. Break of the VWAP. Not giving signals, not giving stock picks. This is just my technical reading of it for entertainment and education purposes only. I'm not a financial advisor. Don't sue me. Not a finance professional. Even though it is my job. That's besides the point. Semantics. Nice little double bottom on the 1-minute. Want to see it break back above the VWAP. Or we'll get out first candle to make a new low, we'll just exit. Right now, low is 77. We're risking 50 cents now. There's still decent volume on Canoe, but try to put a little bit there, but we're getting like 400,000 shares a minute. Get over 385. That's the signal on the 5-minute. Do you complete any official qualifications to trade? That's the beauty of retail trading. You don't have to. You have to pass. You have to get certificates, and you have to pass certain qualifications to trade with other people's money. So if you want to be a portfolio manager, hedge fund manager, or anything like that, then you have to have certain qualifications. But to be fair, those qualifications are very, very lax as well. They've tightened up in recent years, but they're still very lax. You just sit the exams and away you go. People have asked me why I don't do it, and I'm like, well, why would I trade someone else's money and just take a commission when I can trade my own money and take it all? Oh, that double bottom didn't pan out as I wanted it to or expected it to yet. We'll see. Normally a double bottom breaks upwards, and you can usually get the length of the start of the W. It's a W formation. Normally you would enter for the break of the middle of the W, and then you look for. So here you would enter at kind of 384, 385, and you'd look for 10 cents on that double bottom formation. But this is a classic example of why you don't trade the news. Trade the action, not the news. You trade the market's reaction to the news, not the news itself. Because the market's not doing anything. So I'm just going to come out for a scratch. Scratch trade there. If you can, so again, this is another piece of advice for anybody looking at staying profitable in trading. If you enter a position and it doesn't go in your favor in the first couple of minutes, the chances that if you just enter into a period of consolidation, sideways movement, you're better off just getting out and waiting for the breakout, because more often than not, it's not going to go your way. Consolidation means it's kind of a sign of weakness unless it's a pullback and consolidating under a particular resistance level. We're not under a particular resistance level right now, so I'm just watching this for the break of 380. No, 383 is the level on the 5 minute. Looking at the 5 minute flag formation. Now we're too close to the VWAP, so I want to see it break the VWAP. Got resistance up at the $0.25 level at 425. We're above the VWAP now. Re-enter again. Again, this is essentially the same trade. It's just different expressions of the same trade. I'm cutting my losses as it starts moving up, and then I'm getting back in as it moves up. So I'm actually losing part of the move. So I could have, if I'd held this instead of getting out here, I would be in profit now. I'm not sure. I'll have a look in a second. Can I short? It is shortable. Yeah, there's shares available to short. It's now halted down. There is short shares available to short on that. It's not on the short restrictions list, and it's not down as hard to borrow either. At the moment it is, but I've not finished trading yet, Les. I've just been managing my risk where the breakouts. I've not made any bad decisions yet. It's just the breakouts have not followed through. So whether that's a volume thing or whether that's so for example, here we got in and we were holding it for the move up. Didn't go our way, so we got out. We entered again. It didn't go our way at the bell. It actually sold off. We got this candle made a new high here. It went against us. We got out for a scratch. Double bottom formation here, didn't follow through, so we got out, and then we just got the break of the VWAP, so we got in for the break of the VWAP, and we're holding it. So that's well, get a direct access. It doesn't matter whether it's Cobra, it doesn't matter whether it's Ninja, it doesn't matter whether it's Cash Trader, what I use, or Sterling Trader, or PC 2000. Get yourself a direct. If you're going to be day trading, you want the right tools for the job. And the right tools for the job are a direct market access software platform. So you want to have direct access to the market. Your spreads will be narrower, your execution speeds will be faster, and the hot buttons and hotkeys, the configurable hot buttons, the hotkeys and scripts, etc., will make it all worthwhile. Slow and steady gains make all the difference here. SVRE. Not great volume, but made a move up. So still looking for where the volume is. Follow the crowds. Essentially, look for the volume, follow the crowds. If the volume has volatility, i.e. it's moved kind of 10-15%, then look for the patterns, look for the breakouts. That's you know, you won't go too far wrong if you do that. Look for the volume first and then the move. I tend to look for the move and then the volume, but if you at least you go with the volume, you can get on stocks that they don't have to have gapped up or anything like that. So I want this back up above $4 would be nice, but it's slow going right now. Well, guys, this is fun. Let me just do a little ray line just because I want to. Trend line. Is anybody trading anything at the moment? Is anybody got anything good that's been moving? GLSI coming back into the play. Clean coming back into it. Not great volume though. Clean is looking interesting. It's similar situation to Canu. Slow steady gains. I'll stick to Canu for now. I'll put Clean on the watch list. There's no shame in having a losing trade there, Kuriant. Every trader loses. Every trader makes a bad decision. Every trader has trades go against them, even if they make the right decision. So if I look at what I've traded, I mean, I'm 2,500 down at the moment, and I don't believe I've made a bad decision in terms of my entry selection. I just, with the exception of potentially could have had better volume, but there's not a lot of volume anyway anywhere else, so I'm not worried about my entry selection right now. It's just I've been exiting the positions before they cost me money, a lot of money. My risk is not the same as what your risk will be. So I've got a 10,000 share position here. So if it moves 5 cents, it means that's $500. So my appetite for losing $500 is going to be a lot more than someone with a $5,000 account, because $500 with a $5,000 account is 10% of your account right there and then. Whereas I started today just over $45,000 in this equity in this account. So $500 risk is not nowhere near as much. It's closer to 1%. So go into my bio, check out the link tree. You can reach out to me directly via email. All the links are there in my link tree. There's a little envelope at the top with amongst all my socials, my emails in there. So just email me directly, and I'll get back to you after the stream. So again, this only has to go my way once, and it will make up the deficit for the 4 times that it's gone against me so far. And I'm not revenge trading. If anyone thinks I'm revenge trading, I'm not. It's a reasonable catalyst. It's a former runner, and I don't see why we shouldn't be able to. If we get a bit of volume coming, don't see why we shouldn't be able to get back up towards that $4 level. Struggling to break over that the VWAP level 385. Of 77. That's the low I need to avoid. As long as it stays above 77, we're still upwards trending. Goss moving there for you, Chip. Did anybody remember who that who drummer was in Bros? Want the breakout over the VWAP, maybe a pullback to VWAP as a test of support, then the move. This is what we're looking for, a move up. We're over the VWAP. Just briefly. When we're getting these breakouts, you know, we're predicting the breakouts, but we're not getting the follow through. That's the problem. So now we've got a bit of a flat top forming up here at 88. Luke, Damon, Goss, no, that wasn't right. It was Matt and Luke. It was Matt and Luke were the brothers, were the twins. Who was the Matt Goss and Luke Goss were the twins, but the drummer wasn't related to them, and I just don't know what his name was. He was the guy that all the girls fancied when he was in high school. That bloody stupid Rolls bottle tops on the shoes. Oh, teenage trends. Oh. Imagine that on TikTok these days. I'm live every day, Lizzie. I'm live 90 minutes for pre-market and then the first hour of the market. So I've got 30 minutes left of this stream. Live every day. I'm live on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and TikTok. All simultaneously. Craig Logan, there's a good lad. Well done, Les. Google is your friend. Yeah, that was wrecking my head. I would never have got that until after the stream when I would have had to have Googled it myself. Wonder what he's doing now. He's probably running a chip shop in Burnley or something. Was he really? Oh, nice. I like Copenhagen. Lovely city. It's an expensive city. Make sure you take lots of readies with you because Copenhagen's an expensive city. This isn't going my way. It's just sideways chop. So I'm just going to get out again. This was the low of last time when it bounced. Not a lot else moving though. That's the problem. Is that what are the other options? If I'm trying to make money on these moves, catalysts, etc., there's not a lot else to trade. So just watching this for a move back up. I've just half my position, reduced the exposure. Not looking that strong. It's broke through that upwards trend line. Rejected at the VWAP. I'm just going to get out. Let's look at what else is moving. CLN. Oh, you get rug pulled. What happened, Chip? That Goss, was it? Ah, yeah. I hope you weren't holding bags there, buddy. It's a good 60-cent pull as well. Ouch. Well, you can make it back. Don't just if it's pissed you off really badly, just get up and walk away. Take a few minutes, clear your head, and then come back later. There was something moving later. That's what I did the other. Was it yesterday, or was it Tuesday? When I did it on Tuesday, I had that rug pull and I had poor management of trades. Went away, cleared my head, came back and traded the rest of the day. Traded my way out of the hole. Well, I didn't manage to trade my way ahead of the hole. Still lost 5k on Tuesday, but it was better than the 25k or whatever it was. Right, what else is moving? Let's have a quick look. They're really looking very weak right now after its initial pump. Similar effect as yesterday. This one's not stopping. Pre-market highs. So let's have a look at the pre-market highs. Pre-market highs 93, 393. So it gets over $4, I'm interested. Extended already as it is, but so this is clean ink. Top mover. It's all right when the top mover's not even moved 30% on the day. Speaks volumes about the market right now. I'll just wait for the next move. Boxed. Yeah. Too low price for me. Regional health. Not enough volume. So we need volume. So the essentials to take a trade, we need the volume and we need the volatility. Right now, we're lacking volume across the board with the exception of a couple of stocks. So clean seems to be, again, it's the move isn't clean on the 1 minute. It's cleaner on the higher time frames. If you look at it on the 5 minute, it's cleaner on the higher time frames. But we're getting pullbacks, regular pullbacks. So you've got to be confident. If you're setting stops, you've got to be conscious of where you're setting your stops with this. It will be very easy to take a position and then get stopped out, and then take a position, get stopped out, and that to keep happening, because the actual range in these candles, it's not 10 cents. It's like most of these candles are like between 5 and 10 cents. So it's kind of choppy, even though it's moving up fairly well and fairly nicely. The Linear 100 study, you enjoying that there, Chip? Is it making you, are you finding it's helping you be profitable? Q rate still moving. Q rate B. So it's yeah, the volume's dropped out of it. I had this gap up, another gap up, gap down. Yeah, Q rate B, Q rate A. That's terrible. Yeah, that's. I mean, you can get that with the level 2, but it's good to have it in graphic in a graphical format on the chart, which is why I've got my volume by price here. That's what I use there. Still got a lot of people bought and sold at 380, so go EV. What's the market doing? Two percentage points down already. Well, this is very bearish looking. I did say it, but it was probably, I did feel it was going to sell out. The market would sell off further today. Look for another move up towards the VWAP and another VWAP fade. The Nasdaq. That's not the Nasdaq. That's the Nasdaq. Similar expression. The Russell Index, which is the low cap index, is the worst performing market today. Worst performing index on the NYSE today. So this is the Russell Index, and you can see initial move up, but the swings are a little bit more pronounced than they are in the S&P. That's the S&P. The Russell Index, a little bit more volatile, but having a bad day. Oh, we're getting some good volume coming in now on Saver 1. Why? I don't like trading things unless they've got a catalyst, in case you haven't noticed. Why is this moving up so strong now? Server 1. American Depository Shares. Twitter shares surge 8% as well. Looking at Server 1. Right, okay, so they recently named a new Chief Marketing and Sales Officer. That's the only thing I can see with these guys in terms of news. That was last week. Oh, Tuesday. Let's have a look at Twitter. It moved up and then moved down. So no, Twitter's not doing anything. It's not worth going to the long side. Probably. Can you short it? Yeah, it is shortable. You can short Twitter. Not saying, I'm not telling you to go short Twitter. Absolutely not. Not financial advice. I'm not a financial professional. Just expressions of my thoughts out loud. That's all. Well, nothing really moving. We've got 20 minutes before I take this this little one for a walk. We never did get to that 3,000 likes, Miyako. You can't have any treats until we get to 3,000 likes. So sorry, girl. If everybody in the stream gave you 10 likes, we'll be you're halfway there. Make sure if you're watching on YouTube that you hit the thumbs up button. Not a very active chat on YouTube, guys. You know, feel free to comment, ask questions. Everybody in the TikTok stream, you need to tap the screen at least 10 times. That's the rules of my stream are that you tap the screen 10 times. Okay. Anybody seeing anything decent moving? How are you guys getting on today? Are you green? Are you red? How are you finding the markets today? They're being kind to you? Are you being faked out like I've been faked out quite a lot today? Let me know your thoughts. Let me know how you're getting on. Let me know I'm not the only one that's been constantly faked out today. And just remember, not every day is going to be a green day. Yeah, it's not an easy day. Not an easy day to trade today. It's a cold market, relatively cold. Clean seems to be trying to make moves again. Rejected at the $0.75 level. Not seeing the big moves at all. We'll see what happens. We might get some news drop at the bottom of the hour that can make all the difference. Right now, I'm just going to hold off trading anything until we see some movement. Here we go. There's a bit of movement. Buy America. I was disappointed that this didn't rally at the open. So what's the $4 really wanted to see this. Pre-market resistance level was 394 that it rejected at 390s. So I want to see this above the VWAP. Sure. What's the opening range? 392. So needs to get above 390s. Buy America. What should be the goal starting out with 5K, 5,000? That's a very good question, that one, Dunkers. I recommend, it depends on your broker. So I recommend that your goal, on your daily goal, you should be looking to get 1% gain of your buying power. So if you've got a margin account and they're giving you 5 times, say they're giving you 5 times leverage, that'll give you $25,000 worth of buying power off a 5K account. So I would say you want to be making $250 a day with a 5K account. That should be a realistic goal to try and achieve. You might want to start a little bit lower and make $50 a day. Then start, if you're consistently making $50 a day, then make $100 a day. You increase the goal, increase the risk associated to achieve that, and so on and so forth. If it's only for example, if it's only 4 times margin that they give you in terms of leverage, then that's going to give you $20,000 worth of buying power. So you're looking for $200 a day. So that's my rule of thumb: is you want 1% of your buying power. That's your goal to in terms of profit on each day. That's also your max loss on each day. Now, as a new trader with a small account, that should be your max loss as well. So if you lose $200, you shut it down and go again the next day. You enter each trade, you want a 2-to-1 risk-reward ratio on the trade, but in terms of your goals versus your max loss, now it shouldn't be difficult once you get efficient at trade selection, stock selection. Getting $200 off a $20,000 account, buying power account, should be a realistic expectation. We're getting $200 a day. That's what, that $48,000 a year, $50,000 a year, $1,000 a week, $4,000 a month. Oh, yeah, $50,000 a year. $200 a day will get you an extra $50,000 a year. Explain buying power. So buying power is basically if you're in a margin, if you're using a margin account, most brokers will give you a margin account. So they will give you leverage against your equity. So what that means is they will give you enough buying power at a certain multiple of your equity. So if you get a 4 times leverage, so interactive brokers will give you 4 times leverage. So if you get 4 times leverage and you've got a $5,000 equity, you'll be able to buy. The broker will lend you $15,000 of buying power, so you can buy $20,000 of stock. Almost $20,000 of stock based on your $5,000 of equity. So you get leverage based on a multiple of your equity. That's what your buying power is. GoEV, yeah, we're just getting rejected at the VWAP though. That's the problem with GoEV. Pulling down and then making another go to GoEV. Canoe needs to get above the VWAP. This was pulling back. What else was Saver 1. Right. Making some resistance up at $4. It's a fairly recent IPO, this. Back in June. What are the fees for the loan? It depends. So intraday, you don't really get hit with the fees for intraday because it's all taken care of with the commission. So if you're holding longer term and you're holding margin on a margin, then you will get charged interest, and it's nominal. So each broker has their own interest rates that they charge based on margin loans. But if you're borrowing on margin, if you're trading on margin and you're settling intraday, it doesn't really make much difference. You don't really get hit with those kind of fees. We've got devil horns here. So this is a reversal signal, so I'm not going to trade that right now. Rejected at the VWAP again. There we go. That's Canu. Very, where are we? Looking weak at the moment. $half level, 1550. Okay, so we're getting up towards that. We're above the VWAP now. Just not getting the follow through. That's the problem. The volume isn't really following through. Gosh. Back above the VWAP. Could be interesting. Had a really good day yesterday. Oh. If you look at whichever broker that you would go with, Dunkers, it depends. So Interactive, 212, Trade Zero, whatever it is, TD Ameritrade. Your broker will have an FAQ page on the website probably, which will tell you all the fees that they charge and how they calculate them. So that includes commissions, includes transaction fees that are pretty much passed through, like for SEC and FINRA fees, etc. And it will include fees to borrow. So if you're shorting, they charge you more for borrow fees because you have to borrow the stock. They'll charge, there's locate fees if you're going to be shorting as well. There's to have a short biased strategy will cost you more in the long run because of all the locate fees and borrow fees and everything else. But some people believe that going short in the long run, because you get stronger moves, fear is being a stronger emotion than greed, you get stronger moves, so they're more reliable. So some people prefer to go short. At the moment though, the cost to borrow is extortionate. If you're going short, cost to borrow is on hard to borrow stock is really high. Talking of cost to borrow, how's the AMC doing today? Sideways chop. That's very head and shoulders-ish, which is not very bullish. What about Tesla? Similar pattern to the wider market. Getting back above the VWAP right now. SPY I don't think is though. That's still way below the VWAP. About the Nasdaq, yeah, way below the VWAP. In fact, all the markets are way down at the moment. Getting individual stocks that are moving. I wouldn't worry about the 4-hour triangle on Tesla. I don't think it's relevant. It's trading with the market. Well, you know what? I'm going to take a walk. I'm going to come back in about half an hour to 45 minutes, see what's moving. I've got a lovely double bottom on Canu though. This one, double bottom on Canu. Just look at it on the 2 minutes, a bit more pronounced. So there's one bottom, there's a bit of an Adam and Eve, even if you will. So go on. I'll have a look at this. needs to hold above the VWAP. Just pull back to the VWAP, have a bit of a bounce, then we'll have another look at this. Next candle to make a new high. For this double bottom move up. Right, what's the high is? 88. I'm looking for the break of 88. So it couldn't break before. Let's see if it breaks 88. It's struggling at 88. Well, I think so. Just to answer the question for Fluffy or whoever it was earlier, I'll pull this up here. So. Pull this across here for those in on the YouTube. So if you want to know these links on YouTube, they're all in the description. Twitch, I can't put them in the description, but if you want to see these anyway, if you want to contact me directly, this going into my, so if you go into my profile, you see this link here, the Linktree TikTok trader. Click that. It might be a splash screen, it might bring you straight through. All my socials up here. You can either message me directly on the socials, or you can email me with using this this little envelope thing here. So that's my email address, or you can message me directly on the socials. Not on TikTok. I have to be following you for you to message me directly. You want to send me money, by all means send me money. I'll only spend it. The Learn How to Trade with Tony is the first link. How do I find stocks to trade on a daily basis? The scanners that you can see that I'm talking about here. These scanners are from Benzinga. You can try it for free for 14 days. I swear by it. News breaking, signals, alerts, IPO calendars, earnings calendars, everything that you need, scanners, everything that you need I get from Benzinga. Try it out for free for 14 days. And if you like it after 14 days, get a 35% off using this code. TraderView, I use TraderView. So TraderView, this is TraderView. It's all the stats that you can get, reports based on where we are, detailed reports right now. That's total. So let's put a filter on that for the month. You can see 22,000. I've not imported my my trades from yesterday. I'll have to do that. So 22,000 is what it says there. I'm actually 24,000. I've not imported my trades from yesterday. I'll do that in a minute. This is my stats from trading so far. 4-to-1 accuracy in terms of it. Check it out. That's TraderView. You can. It's a freemium service. So if you're trading, you can actually export your trades, write them in an Excel spreadsheet, however you want to do it, and it will give you analysis and allow you to look at where you're actually going right and going wrong. I do use TradingView for charting and deeper analysis, charting on other markets that are not on the NYSE and also crypto, etc. And the platform I use for trading is Dash Trader. So that's all the questions I've been asked today. I'll go back to the actual stream. I'm going to finish the stream now, and I'm going to take the dog for a walk. So there we are. I'll end the stream now, and I will see you all a little bit later. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I probably will be trading for Power Hour later. Catch you later, guys.